So this is probably a game, Ben, that you don't love. You probably don't really want to talk about it all that much. It was probably not as exciting as in 2013 where Seattle undressed and destroyed the Denver Broncos, but we got to talk about it. 28-24 New England over Seattle. Ben, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on it were that everything got kind of misconstrued after the game. Obviously, what happened was really unfortunate if you're a Seahawks fan. I guess if you're a Patriots fan, you probably loved it. But at that particular point in time, with another scandal hanging over their heads, most of the country probably wanted to see Seattle win that game. And basically, that last play, that's the one that everybody's going to talk about, Daryl. The play on the goal line. Why didn't you give the ball to Marshawn Lynch? All that jazz. When you really boil it down, the problem with the play comes down to the execution of the play on the football field. It doesn't come down to the fact that it was some bad call that Pete Carroll made or anything else, or that they wanted to make Russell Wilson the big hero. All that stuff is foolishness and just background noise. It was the execution on the field that caused the problem. That's why they lost the game. We have to remember, it wasn't even like the Patriots defender made some great play. All right? I mean, the reality of it was
Malcolm Butler.
The onus needs to be on the Seattle Seahawks wide receiver that didn't catch that ball, because Russell Wilson threw it right at his hands. He didn't catch it. It went up into the air, and then it got intercepted. So it wasn't that the play call was bad. It wasn't that the defender made some awesome play. It was just that the wide receiver didn't catch the ball. And, had he caught the ball, the whole narrative would be different today. It would be, what a great decision Pete Carroll made. Seahawks got the job done. Seahawks won back-to-back. Everything after that, I think it would have ended up differently in Seattle. We might still be talking about the Legion of Boom today, but that just wasn't what was destined to happen.
Should they have run it with Marshawn Lynch?
No, absolutely not. I think the play calling was correct. Marshawn wasn't having a lot of success getting the ball into the end zone at that particular moment, and the guy was pretty much already in the end zone when the ball hit off his hands and he failed to catch it. I was totally fine with the play call.
So you don't.
If I was Pete Carroll and I was in that situation, I'd make the same call tomorrow.
So you think that Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, because it caused a lot of disconnect. People were not happy with Russell and Pete Carroll because of it, Ben, in that locker room.
Well, and I think when everything boils down to it, that's the pain of getting so close and losing. More than I think it's really them having a problem with Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll. I think that some of those guys were just put in an extremely painful position after that loss, and they're looking for somebody to blame for it.
Were you more sad after this game? Just compare the feelings in terms of when you're seeing your heart being broken by the New England Patriots, in terms of when you see the Seattle Seahawks just thrash the Broncos. Just compare the happiness to the pain and disappointment.
Well, I mean, it's kind of that roller coaster effect that I think all NFL fans have. We got to the mountaintop in 2014, and now it's 2015, and we almost got back to the top. At first it was heartbreaking, but there's gratitude that comes after the heartbreak. Gratitude in the sense that at least my team made it to the Super Bowl. At least we played down to the end. At least in my opinion, anyways, I rest easy because I actually think the play call at the end was good. That's really all there is to it. I didn't like that people gave Pete Carroll so many problems. I mean, the man still delivered a championship to the Seattle franchise and their fans, so I didn't understand why it was getting so much disrespect and hate for that.
This game will forever be known as the Marshawn game.
Yeah, well, it should be known as the game where the receiver failed to catch the ball, because that's really what happened. But, I guess we're always going to make up some crazy narrative when something doesn't go our way.
Tom Brady, his 4th ring, ties Joe Montana. Who's the GOAT right now, in your opinion, when this happens?
I was still looking at Montana as the GOAT, Daryl, because Montana was 4-0. And I always felt for Brady, like at that point he was 4-2. I really felt like, okay, you have to probably win at least one more to really prove that you've surpassed Joe Montana.
But at this point, Brady's now number 2, clearly.
Yeah, I would say for me, yes.
So crazy. That play ruined the potential of a dynasty. And but I know, Ben, I know you love those Seattle teams. So
I did love them, and I think that was, part of where the cracks in the foundation started. Some of those guys, they just got injured and they're never the same again, too. Like Cam Chancellor, his career just got cut short, unfortunately, due to injury.